Hi, this is Jay Norris, author of Mastering the Currency Market. Welcome to the report. Before we get into it, I need to point out that trading futures and Forex is a risky endeavor and not suitable for all investors. The charts we're looking at are real-time market snapshots and may not be replicated going forward. First market we're covering, the Australian US dollar. You see you did finally get the daily reversal lower here. Market just ran out of steam there at 102. You had a couple of dojis, definitely signaling indecision, and now you came down off of there. We're seeing dollar strength across the board, and it looks like the majors are now finally giving way also. Overall, you're still in a counter trend market. The monthly's up, the weekly's up, but the daily did turn lower. Next market, the euro US dollar. Well, let's cover the Aussie yen too. We need to start taking a look at these yen pairs because things are heating up there. We started looking at them yesterday, and some of them are definitely worth taking a look at. Aussie yen. Interestingly, this guy actually had an update today, despite the lower Aussie. The yen was that much weaker. So you actually had an update. They had a green bar. This is the beginning of today's session, I guess. That's tomorrow's session. Actually, I'm here in Chicago. We're about an hour after the close in Chicago, and that's the new day's already started. But you can see, interestingly, the yen pair is different picture. Monthly up, weekly up, daily still up. What we look for there, if you happen to see, if you did have dollar strength, and then you periodically will get a correction. If you had Aussie weakness, you get a correction in the Aussie against the dollar, and then that would be the time where you'd see this market start to lurch forward. So we'll keep an eye on that. The euro US dollar next. The majors have been holding up pretty good despite dollar strength, and I think you'll start to see that give way now. There's a change of direction on the daily. You can see the yellow line's above price now, so you have a shift lower on the daily. You know, it's not that big of a deal just yet, though. Interestingly, you're trying to get through that trend line there. But for all the anticipation of a dollar rally, the majors are still counter trend. The weekly's up, the daily's up. I'm sorry, the daily's down now, but that trend line is iffy. So, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, for what it's worth, your counter trend. The monthly's down, but the weekly's still up, and it's really not lining up just yet. That rally did some pretty good. I guess it did pretty good damage to the bear case. Overall, though, this is a lower high, and this is the lower low. So you had a lower low here, and you're still at a lower high to that one. So there you go. Next market, I don't think we need to cover euro yen. I want to get to the pound and the pound yen. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to do the pound first. Pound first. The pound it's been holding up okay, I have to say. And there again, you see you had essentially you had an outside day. You had an outside day to add confusion to yesterday's inside day, which closed higher. You had an outside today that closed unchanged. So I continue to see indecision. The pound continues to hold its own against the dollar, despite the other currencies, despite weakness in the Swissy, despite weakness in the yen. Our boy, the pound here, holding up. I think that has to do with the seriousness of the Bank of England's talk. I mean, they're just not rolling over on the low interest rate policy. They're arguing. They're trying to figure out ways to defend themselves. That's showing up in the currency, holding up here. You are counter trend though, daily down, weekly up. Counter trend markets, I mean, you just want to avoid them. There's ways to trade them, but it's just easier to have the wind at your back than to be in a choppy environment like that. Let's go to pound yen. We talked about this yesterday, and pow, you know, somebody heard us, because look at that big up candle today. You really broke out. Interestingly, look at you got above all the directional lines. And now this will be interesting come tomorrow. If you close above that white line tomorrow, then the weekly will actually shift. You're temporarily above those lines now, but you're not above them. You know, it's only significant. A white line is only significant get beyond it on a weekly basis. The maroon line only significant on a monthly basis. But certainly this guy put himself in the position to switch that weekly trend. Daily's higher, so you get the daily, weekly higher, and you're above the monthly. That's good stuff right there. So the dragon really woke up. We wrote about that on our blog, and you can see how it just has been. The life has been wrung out of this market, but it came back to life today. Boy, it rose up angry today. Let's get to the chief next. Big update in the chief. You just continued on the upside there. Look at that big update. You know, yesterday we said, yeah, it's a red candle. However, you had a higher low and a higher high, and you know the market corrected, and trends in their you know, their beginning, when it's still a bit of an immature trend, they will correct more. You'll have steeper corrections, but it held those trend lines here, those trend lines created by those moving averages. They held. You have a slightly higher low here to that one, and you know, you took out a trend line. So tomorrow will be the big day. You know, Friday, so many times you revert to the overall trend. You may have a counter trend move going pretty good, but then Friday comes and they reverse it. They go counter to the short-term trend, back in line with the higher time frame trends. We'll see if that happens tomorrow. Here for our guy, the Swissy. I think I passed over the CAD. Let me take a look at it. I probably passed it over yesterday too, so I want to see what's going on there. Not a lot. Dullsville. Not much to say about the CAD other than you know, a double bottom. Another one where you have in dollar strength, but you can see higher prices were rejected. Also pretty long wick today. The daily's still higher though. Let's go see the yen now. This has been a great trading vehicle of late. Yeah, look at that big update for dollar yen. You love seeing that. You know, it's making a charge on that monthly directional line. 84 has been a big level. We talked about that, and overall, we've been pretty vocal about our belief that you're in the process of putting in a big rounded bottom here, carving out a bottom. That takes time. It can get sloppy. Friday will again be interesting to see if she holds her gains here, or you get perhaps a move counter to the short-term trend here ahead of the weekend, or if you get followed through. But that monthly level looms. That's a big level. The D's highs are a big level. If you close above there, man, that's really going to set the tone. You know, we talked about the long-term trends here yesterday. You know, this is a 3-year bear market, so you got that big bear market. It's quietly put in a slightly higher low, another higher low here. You're taking out short-term trend lines. That monthly directional line is right on top of things, so you take that out. That's a lot of room on the upside, people. Let's take a look at the U.S. stock market, see if given dollar strength, let's see if how the stock market handled that. Daily chart. Oh, it's holding its own. I mean, stocks are really holding their own. You just haven't, you haven't squeezed enough shorts out of here yet. But it's really been something. You can see the monthly's up, the weekly's up, the daily's up. Boy, that's just really something. Yeah, that's very strong. We've been, we've been kind of touting the bull move the whole way. Let's go out to a weekly because you've got to be running into some kind of resistance based on 07 levels. Boy, that's something, man. This guy is strong, the S&Ps. This area didn't provide resistance. You would look generally for this area to provide resistance. It didn't. Boy, what's up next? I mean, it's really something where you're back. You're essentially back at 08 levels. Let's mark the 07 low. That'll be a significant area. Did you get there yet? Did you get to that 07 low? Not yet. So that's your next level, the 07 low, and that's going to come in somewhere around 1375 or so. That's a ways off. That's a bull. That's all I can tell you. It's a bull. I'll take a look at the dollar index ahead of the weekend here. I won't be in tomorrow, and I'll probably check in over the weekend, and we'll do a weekly wrap-up for you. And I have to do that because every time I say I do that and I don't, I hear about it. I'll get a love letter about that. Here you go. There's the dollars looking pretty interesting. You had a hammer last week. You put in a hammer, a higher low here, and that's significant. You're still a bit counter trend. If they shift that weekly higher, if you close above that weekly line is going to shift higher. That is people's going to be real positive because your monthly is going to be up. The monthly directional line will be you'll be above the monthly directional line, above the weekly directional line, and if the daily's up too, there you go. I mean, look at that. I mean, you're going to shift everything there. That is big. That's really, really big. So tomorrow's really, really big. You got to look at the dollar index. Check in with us over the weekend. Not too early though, but check in Friday, Saturday afternoon. We should have it up on there. Check in Sunday. We'll definitely have it up there by then, and we'll see where we're at here. But tomorrow is going to be a big, big day. Hey, thank you very much. My name is Jay Norris. I wrote the book Mastering the Currency Market. Look for my next book, Mastering Trade Selection and Management. Again, we did the deal with McGraw-Hill, and that'll be in bookstores in May. Hey, everybody, thank you very much. Have a great, safe weekend, and I'll catch up with you midday Saturday. Ciao, ciao.